Obviously, he's playing still extremely good, probably top 1 in this tournament, just not as good as he was playing like a couple months ago.
Alrighty, so here we go. The winner of this series will go up against Innovation. Once again, from here on out, we're playing best of 5s, so the first player to win 3 games is going to be the one who becomes victorious. But spawning here in game number 1 on Thunderbird, in the bottom right-hand corner, from Finland, we have Serral.
At the top left, we have SoO.
SoO obviously very dangerous, especially in the mid game. We talked about it a little bit already, I think yesterday. Do you guys think the lurker change has got a significant impact in ZVZ?
There's a couple of things changed, yeah. I think lurkers get faster into the game because lurker then comes faster, so it's easier to defend versus Mutalist play. So for example, Mutalist play is probably weaker right now. At the same time, late game play is probably stronger for lurker. So yeah, there's a couple dynamic changes. I think Muta play is generally a bit weaker, like this super aggressive Muta play. At the same time, Muta into Ultralisk might be stronger.
Are you disagreeing, Bly?
Let's agree to disagree, because
I've heard people on both camps.
yeah, because like mutas are better now because it's easier to get to the mutas with the new Nidus change. That was the most scariest part for mutas if you get Nidus. But now it's way harder to lose to Nidus while you go muta. So you go muta easier, but then you have a harder time with Banes against drones. But still, if you have 8 range versus 9 range, it's a big difference.
Yeah, like you can't really use the lurkers at 8 range offensively, I would imagine. Like,
Yeah, no. They are
like you have to
those
defend.
defensively. Yeah,
Yeah, but don't forget the Bile, Ravager Bile, now better versus Lurkers too.
yes.
Because
What range is Bile, do you
as
know?
far as I know, it's 9.
Oh.
So you outrange Lurkers in the new patch with Ravagers. So that's kind of changed, I would say, in a nutshell.
Yeah, those are actually good points. Like the matchup changed a lot, to be honest, because Nidus nerf is big because Nidus was used every single game in ZVZ. Lurker got changed, and then now Ravager counter Lurker at the start. Obviously got countered by Lurker later on.
But it's not like Nidus Worm is like not playable anymore, right? I mean,
It's playable, but
it's harder to play. Yeah.
It's
more of
not-
an
it's
all-in,
not-
I
It's
guess.
not like something you will get every game now. It's more of a surprise again.
You will think 10 times if you should get Nidus, even if you know that your opponent go Mutas. Because you can go either Corruptors or more Queens in faster Lurker, which is now faster. Because Nidus is very dangerous right now. You cannot make like one Nidus up front his foe's base and then same Nidus in the main base, because you have cooldown. That's
Yeah.
like the amount of nerfs for Nidus was so big that
3 nerfs. Here we go.
3 nerfs. No, maximum possible ever. Like I never saw more nerfs at once. So I would never actually recommend to go Nidus if you see that your opponent go Mutas, because it's so much easier to focus it down. Even when it pops, before you could get out the queen fast and make transfuse, but now it takes twice longer. So Lynx will be able to do like I don't know, maybe 60, 80 damage more. That's a huge difference. So we have
Yeah. Like Serral is going to go up towards his very standard quick Evo, and then we see SoO transitioning already towards the lair. So he may very well be looking for that Muta style in just a sec. Already double gas coming up as well.
yeah. And I think Serral spotted that there was no Evo in time, so he might already know that. Okay. He missed it. Yeah. The link that was scouting, he missed
Okay.
the evolution chamber.
Yeah, so you can't really make the assumption anymore that your opponent is likely going to default to roaches, right? Like you have to take into account mutas are an option.
Yeah. And the Roach Warren is too late, so it's not going to be exactly the Nidus timing, for example. Because if it was the Nidus timing, the Roach Warren would be timed a bit faster, so he could start the Roach speed. So as you say, it's probably Muta.
Yeah, since no upgrade and stuff. And usually, if you scout wall in time, you can know if it's fast evolution chamber and fast upgrade, it's almost for sure roaches. But if it's like late Evo, it's most likely gas was going into lair. So you have to count mutas in.
Yeah, so this is like a pretty good tell as well for Serral, obviously. He sees the timing there after Roach Warren. He knows it's not going to be a Nidus Worm, and at that point, I mean, it's obviously not going to be super macro focused.
Actually, this timing of Roach Warrior was perfectly. If you see Serral's layer finish, same moment when a Roach Warrior of SoO finish. So he might think that it's standard because he didn't scout the wall in time. CVC have so much.
Yeah, like if
things
there's
to
a
counter.
very good player that's playing on point, he can realize like what his opponent is doing by just the timings of the wall of, you know, like when the upgrade starts, he can already tell if there's a layer inside or not.
Serral always extremely focused on scouting. He will figure out that there is a Spire building. You obviously saw the amount of gases as well. But this is also the kind of situation I've seen Serral lose in a couple of times in the past, where he's playing like the Roach Hydra Infestor style, and he's trying to land the fungal on like the Banelings and whatnot. I've seen him lose in this situation. So what we will likely see here, I would imagine, is him playing very passively and trying to just simply outposition and not take too much damage.
Yeah, just survive. He just survive, because if Muta doesn't deal damage, then you're definitely not in a bad spot. You might be even, but you will definitely not be.
Yeah,
in a bad spot.
but I feel like right now, actually Serral is ahead because he scouted it in time. He made Hydra Dent, he made Spores,
And
Lurker
instant
Dent,
Lurker
everything
Dent.
in time,
Instant
and he
Lurker Dent.
already have 6 queens versus 7 mutas that SoO have. So if he keeps making roaches and stop making Hydras right now, he will defend any push that will come from.
Yeah, he does continue making roaches right now. I was gonna say, like, maybe do you want to go for like Hydra Lurker faster here? Because the Lurker then is super quick.
Yeah. Also with Mutas, you can kind of play 2 styles. You can play Muta, Zergling, Baning, and that's super aggressive style that needs to deal damage. Or you can play couple Mutas into Roaches and like Hydras and just same upgrade. So you just play Mutas to take map control, and that's it. Like they're not supposed to kill drones. Like if you kill 5 drones, then you're probably in a good spot. If you kill 0, it's just about clearing the overlords of the map. And,
Yeah, you get
and then you
map
can play
vision.
greedy behind it, because your opponent cannot really move across the map before he has Hydras with upgrades and stuff like that.
But Serral actually wasn't greedy at all. Like 69 drones, upgrades, spores in time, enough queens to defend the mutas, some Hydras, Lurkers. Yet perfect play by Serral.
I mean, like Serral response is just in case if it was this Mutaling Banning style.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't this, if he could know that it's not Mutaling Banning, then he would play more greedy. Because it was
But he
7
can't really know, right? Like, you have to see like a big clump of mutas
Well,
or
for
like additional
example,
mutas.
For example, he could see that by if he clicked on a Zergling and he saw there's no upgrades. Because
Right.
Mutaling Bane, that the Zerglings have upgrades on them.
All right, so here we go. A lot of roaches from SoO did make their way across the map. Now already lurkers in play though. I mean, normally in the previous batch you would not be getting those lurkers out already, but that's certainly going to deter this army, right? Like, you're not going to push in there.
Yeah. But like Blythe said, Ravagers now have like more range. with
Ability,
time.
yeah.
And Lurkers have 1 range less.
And Link run by
Actually,
mid-time.
a couple of roaches do get picked off there for free.
And Link run by on the cell base.
That's a nice run by.
Yeah.
How did he get there?
He goes through bottom. Like, Serral just didn't notice because he was trying to kill the roaches that was, again, misread.
Yeah.
Meantime, the battle happening. Lucas still defending, but as I said, there can be a possibility to
There's a
outrank.
chance that Su breaks it actually.
Yeah, he's actually pushing into that lurker ball right now, something that we normally don't see. What those corrosive balls are connecting, like you were bringing up earlier, like that range improve definitely
nice
helps,
hold.
but
That was a huge hold.
yeah.
Still not enough, yeah.
And Su has no technology behind it, he's just going all in, to be honest. He doesn't have Infestation Pit, no Hydra, then he's just going Mass Roach.
Yeah, Serral already going up towards the hive, probably wants to get some Vipers out and the lurker upgrades.
Yeah, just
Just the lurker upgrades, I guess, right?
If
Like
you're
like,
ahead?
yes, what's it called? Seismic spine, something like that, like a 10 range to improve.
I think first you max out and then you go like Spines and stuff.
No, I mean like the upgrade, the
name?
lurker ranged
right.
upgrade is called spines.
Oh, I don't know the names to be.
Just lurker range,
I,
whatever.
yeah, Lurker range and Lurker speed, that's all.
There you go.
But yeah, like Su, I guess Su's plan was exactly to break it with Roach Ravager
kill him,
because
yeah.
he
It was
thought the
a-
Lurkers don't have enough range to actually stop the timing, but obviously if Serral micros properly and positions himself, then 8 range is just enough.
Yeah, this map is really difficult to push into as well. Like, I mean, you can't really walk into the 4th here. You can't really go to the 3rd very easily either.
Yeah.
So Serral is going to be able to defend here, and he's definitely getting an army that's just simply, yeah, how do you say that? Like more sophisticated, I guess, right? It's just Roach Ravager versus Hydra Lurker and probably Vipers in a little bit too.
Yeah.
There's actually a Nidus Worm coming up right now as well for Serral, so maybe some Lurkers in the main.
actually maybe Nidus Worm with like pure lurkers.
Oh yeah.
They're still like if you get out like 3
still roaches.
I mean,
Yeah.
if
Still-
lurkers gets out, then,
Yeah, yeah.
then the game usually ends. If you get knighted to the main with lurkers.
Yeah, you can't defend your own base anymore. So here we go. SoO is going to push into this, trying to rain some corrosive balls right there on top of the lurkers,
Nice
but the
micro.
lurkers stay alive, yeah.
Perfect micro by Serral. Just on burrow all the lurkers. He lost I think 0 lurkers.
There you go.
Woo!
Yeah, he's extremely good defensively. You're not going to break that. And, well, there we go. The ranged upgrade is going to go in just a little bit. So, once again, that improves the lurker range from 8 to 10, which is very significant.
Especially against the roaches.
Yeah, roaches. I think every Zerg player has made the mistake of running a couple of roaches into lurkers. I've
Yep.
certainly jumped into that before, and I've lost
Couple
everything.
like 20.
Does he have roaches in main? He actually have nothing.
Yeah, he had nothing. While Serral
Nidus is gonna pop.
have patrolling 3 roaches all game long.
Yep, the Nidus pops.
Oh, it's so slow now. But actually, what?
Yeah, good defense here, or a good push rather by SoO. Did he defend in the main base at the same time too? Because I mean, this is the 5th base of these.
I think the main base is falling, and Serral is also defending.
Yeah, like we're talking still 5 base, obviously. Like it's not that critical here. 18 drones going down as well. GG is called. Serral wins game number 1. Nicely done.
Yeah, it was like excellent. I would say like
Clean.
if you play versus Muta, like this is how you want to play. Like if he had map hack, obviously he would play better.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
because he needs to assume some other things, like this is
Yeah, he
theoretically.
I love how you said it. Like, yeah, this is how you play. Just play perfect and you don't lose.
No, because I mean, he just assumes like stuff that it didn't even happen in the game, right?
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
he was prepared for the Roach Ravager, like, no, like the Ling Bane Muta style, which
Very
is like
safe.
super aggressive.
Yeah.
So he was ready for that. That didn't happen. He was still ready for the other things.
But so what's like the main deviation? It's like first off the amount of drones.
Well, if he played versus the like super aggressive stuff,
Mhm.
he would like stay lower drone count, because this one you actually just need to survive. Get the lurkers as fast as possible, and if you survive, get the 4th base preferably, obviously. If sometimes you cannot hold the 4th base, but if you hold the 4th base, that's just amazing.
And
Mhm.
did you see any corners that Serral cut?
Yeah, no corners cut.
No corners.
Yeah,
0.
yeah.
Like there was 3 roaches patrolling on the main all game long, just in case there is Nidus.
Yeah.
There was 6 queen in case there is more mutas. There was 8 hydra in case there is mutas.
Yeah.
There is fast looker there in case there is
Yeah.
link banalin.
So,
Everything
so
was perfect.
usually, right, if you try and cover all your bases, you fall behind against someone who's
Yes.
really greedy.
Yes.
Do you think that's
Yeah.
what SoO should have done?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So this would be his chance actually. If
Yeah.
he went like 5 mutas into 90 drones, and then I don't know, ultra or lurker himself,
Just
Yeah, yeah.
lurker.
he's
yeah.
ahead. Like he's ahead, but Serral is, I guess.
Yeah, Serral's not going to
confident.
push until he really maxes
Yeah,
out there, right? Like,
Serral will be behind 100%. He's still confident. Because I guess, as you see, SoO is not really an expert in late game. So he kind of assumes that SoO will push into him. Like this is his assumption before.
yeah. I guess that's a very Korean style as well, to push really aggressively.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if Serral plays, Rogue or Dark, obviously he needs to.
Yeah,
maybe
Adjust.
maybe more difficult for him.
Yeah.
Maybe he will need to cut some corners.
But versus SoO is probably just hold.
I wonder what he's going to do in game 2. I mean, he does play aggressive builds from time to time, not too often. Like, he usually likes to play this macro style. It's probably got to be, what map do you think? Probably like Acolyte?
Acolyte.
Acropolis.
Acropolis, yes.
Acolyte was
Yeah.
Acolyte is a
I
long
think-
time ago.
I think Serral vetoes all the maps that where there is possibility to play 2 base. Because SoO was always a fan of 2 base.
Ah, okay.
So like Ephemeral
Yeah,
maybe
but-
is vetoed by Serral.
But
I would be surprised if it's
good
Acolyte,
against
though.
two, trust me. Okay, so
That's
we have
World of
World of Sleepers. Actually,
FM up 4. Okay, Warren. I'm curious what he vetoed. Maybe Winters. I would bet Winters then.
Winters, yeah. Versus me, he beat Winters. That's for sure.
Alrighty, so here we go. Game number 2 of the series. In the bottom left-hand corner of World of Sleepers from South Korea, we have SoO.
And the top right, we have the guy who never cuts any corners and still going ahead. I have no idea how. It's Serral.
I always am really impressed how like top-level Zerg players like you guys are still very impressed by his skill level as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Always.
because he play like theoretically the best.
Right.
Just he plays the way you're supposed to play. So I'm always like when I
Yeah,
see
yeah.
this, I'm like, yeah, I would like to play like this too. It just
You know-
sometimes you make mistakes. Like like when you come to the game, you want to play like this. It just sometimes, you know, you miss something or you make some stupid mistake, and then it doesn't look the same.
When you like see some grandmasters there playing, you like checking the replay and you're like, I can make better here, 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 and here, and the game looks perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
And when Serral see your game, he's like, maybe 15 mistakes, and in a bad day, it would be a good game for me.
Right. Yeah. I see what you
So
mean.
yeah.
Yeah, so coming to this game, like this is the most special map in the whole map pool. This is the only map where you actually, I think, need to play a bit different. The third base in the front has purple gas, which gives you 2 times more gas than a normal gas. And gas is the most valuable resource out of the two. It's more important than minerals in ZVZ. You can get faster mutas, but usually, because the map is in the center of the map, it's easier to attack. It's easier to attack from it, and it's easier to attack it. So
Yeah.
it just leads to very aggressive early game.
By the way, SoO was a bit more greedy with not making links.
Yeah, so Serral is actually going to take that third base on the low ground.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that like the standard? Because we
Yeah,
do see
that's-
SoO taking the
That's
one on the left.
standard. Like sometimes it's
He actually goes for the
I
one
mean,
that's not the...
I would say that just
bad.
he's behind
Yeah,
right
he's
now. He
behind.
just gives
He's
up.
already behind, like this is that significant?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess he's scared of this like early game fight. But if you're scared of that and your opponent isn't scared of that, he just takes an advantage. He will have more gas later.
Right.
That's it. So you need to take the center gas if you want to have at least even game. So yeah, so it's
Overall
already behind. I
advantage
would say.
in the early game is like 10% at least, and yeah, it's huge.
SoO not making a Bailing Nest yet. He does make a massive round of Zerglings here.
Yeah.
He's got the gas for a Bailing Nest, but he's not starting it up.
Then I don't understand why he takes this base.
Okay, he
not
goes for the
front
Roach
one.
Warren instead. What do you feel like? Is that a good idea? Like
Yes,
throwing
that's-
like 30 Zerglings into a Roach Warren?
This is a style, like you make a lot of links, push your opponent, don't let him get out of his base with his Banex. Meantime, you take forward base, take the gas, extra gas, and you push with more Roach Ravager after.
But he doesn't take the forward
yes,
base.
Then I don't really understand the Roach opening because it's not gonna work too well. Maybe he...
All right.
I'm not sure what he's counted for.
So let's look at the defense right here from Serral.
Yeah.
It's on point.
Yeah, he has enough.
You guys are not even like it's surprised
But this link flat doesn't really need to deal damage.
Yeah.
right.
This link flat is, you can say,
Oh.
yeah, this link flat is like the example of the best defense is the offense. Because if he's on the map, then Serral cannot attack him, and then SoO can play greedy because he's on the map. So that's it. That's the reason for the Zerglings. The only problem is this base. Like he could have taken the front base with no really consequences of that. So
And Serral taking the extra gas, not making any drones. He feels something. He feels something. Maybe. Okay.
You think he
so
wants to get
he's-
aggressive here?
He's gonna all in, yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't make the Evo chamber yet, right? Like
Yeah,
the Evo
yeah.
chamber and the Laren and whatnot are all
He's gonna Roach
non-existent.
Ravager link
Yeah.
Bane all in.
Whoa.
And that's a great decision when your opponent don't have extra gas and you have it. You can always spend it on the right unit.
So you just go effectively like 2 gases right now if you're Serral. I mean, one of them obviously at the front is going to be essentially 3 gas.
Three,
but
so
yeah.
you like 3 gas.
or 2 gas.
Well,
I
it's
saw
2
people
gas,
do-
but it's
Yeah.
effectively 3.
yes.
And when you building it in production tab, there is 2. So
All right, so here we go. All in coming up here for Serral. Wait, if you build the rich Vespian gas, it shows
yeah,
2?
it shows 2.
Really?
Yeah,
And that's I guess
bag. Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's
Huh.
a bag.
Alrighty, so here we go. Serral is going to go for what is likely going to be an all-in.
Yeah.
This is, I guess, mostly... Like, SoO should be aware of this, right? Like, did he check the front?
Yeah, but he just sees like gas, purple gas, so that doesn't really tell.
No, I mean like the natural, like where usually, like the Evo chamber
I think
would be.
Serral blocks out of scouting. It's hard to get in.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so here we
Now
go.
he's-
Well,
Yeah,
we will
those
know for
type
sure
of
right now.
timings are extremely strong, and on top of that, this timing is made with 3 less drones than usually. So it's like,
Oh, wow.
whoa, and I mean, Serral has almost half, like 50% more army than SoO right now.
And now he can even make Wounded Rogers into Ravagers.
I mean, SoO has a really nice position.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, he probably
in a
should have
wall.
waited a little bit for the Zerglings to come in.
Like, this is the best position he can have with the army that he has. He has a bit less than Serral.
Yeah, so keep in mind here, 19 drones as an advantage here for SoO. So if he holds on, even if he loses 10 drones, that'll be totally fine for him.
Yeah.
Ravage
Even
is
if
right
you
now
lose
finished though.
20 actually, because he has +1. But
Yeah.
SoO just needs to survive right now.
And Serral need to get to cocoons because if he does, he will kill all the eggs and no reinforcement. But I guess
pulled all the
he wins
drones.
anyway.
And now it comes to a number of drones. He has 35 versus 31. He can maybe go down to 26, but he cannot go lower right now.
Yeah, the roaches do connect right there.
And Serral is breaking through.
What do you
And the
think
+1 is not even finished.
The bad play by Su here. Like I feel like when he saw how much was from Serral.
So greedy as well, right on the corrosive files. There we go. Evo gets picked off. He could even pick off the roach warren here, which would force Su just to make Zerglings. 28 drones going down. Serral. I guess, do you think like this is just solely a decision based off of the third base location?
I mean, not only, but it's you give up a lot for no reason, or there is a reason because it's hard to play the game when you play base in the middle and your opponent plays base in the middle. But if you don't do that, I mean that was very well played by Serral. Like this style, this all-in is one of the most popular timings on this map. Like you do that almost every second game. And Serral, for example, wasn't doing this one at BlizzCon, and he lost to Raynor, I think, on this map. If I remember correctly, it was like Raynor played something like that, and Serral didn't.
I think Serral was all-in with Link Bane versus
Yeah,
Link
I mean,
Roach.
Serral was playing something wrong on this map. I think this was his weakness. Right now, I mean, he just plays it like most people
just
do.
adjust.
Yeah.
But what do you think about Su? I think he made a huge mistake by not pulling the drones at the first fight.
Yeah. I mean,
should have pulled them right away.
He needs to right away.
He would actually defend, I think.
Could be, because he could
He
pull
put like
15
he
drones.
put like all the drones from the third, and then later on the ones from the
third,
natural.
yeah.
He just needs to survive. As I
Like
said.
he even could sack like 20 drones and be ahead because plus one, such a big difference in it.
And lair too. Do you have a lair actually there?
I think he cancelled it.
Okay, that might be, yeah.
I think the argument Su can have is that if he takes the back base, he can be more greedy. The only problem is that Serral can also be more greedy because he has the back base. So there's no advantage whatsoever.
Right, it's just positional play, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah, you're just behind like 3 drones, straight off.
Yeah.
Or 4 drones.
Yeah,
because
4 drones,
one
because,
drone is taking the gas, and that's huge. Usually, if I would play versus a good Zerg, and I kill 2 drones with like 2 Zerglings. Let's say I run into Zerglings, I kill 2 drones.
Huge advantage.
I feel like it's game over, you know? Like I can just do a timing. Yeah, that's 4 drones difference. So.
Alrighty, so here we go. As you guys can see on Su's screen, the next game is loading up. Can't quite read the map name, but that's all good.
Yeah, on top it says for him that the hotkey setup is something wrong with it.
Yeah. If
But
you have Burrow
it says that
and
every
Burrow
game, right?
On the
Yes,
same
every game
hotkey.
on the new patch.
No, it's not for everybody. But if you have Burrow and Unburrow on the same hotkey, then you have it.
Oh.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
I'm still a big fan of these player introductions, by the way, like the little gifs and stuff that they play while they are loading in. But here we go. We're on Triton. Top left-hand corner of the map. Currently 2-0 behind from South Korea. We have Su.
Why is he sending the drones? Oh, no, that's not.
No, it's just a natural.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the supply. Exactly.
At the bottom left, we have the 2-0 leading Finnish player. It's Serral.
A lot of people have come out already as well.
Yeah,
Getting
it's
busy.
So crowded.
So sick. Like the tournament is so sick.
Yeah, this tournament has been an absolute blast. Like everything's been running really, really smoothly. I mean, obviously there have been like a couple of issues here and there, with, like with the PC earlier and stuff. But
And
in
for
general, it's
players,
been really good.
I mean,
It's a vacation.
It's vacation.
The tropical islands in Berlin. There you go.
Yeah. It's vacation with all the best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess as a player, this is like a great tournament as well to hang out, right? Because I can imagine if you go out on like any tournament, it sucks really bad. Like you don't want to lose, but if you're gonna lose in a tournament, I guess Homestory Cup is like one of the better
it always
ones.
sucks to lose.
Yeah.
Nobody likes it, but this one is. I mean, for pro gamers, usually other pro gamers are their best friends, you know, because we spend so much time together.
You guys see each other like every 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, so like we want to spend time together. It just usually we have to practice or something, but here we are forced to go because this is a tournament, and now we are like 1 week vacation on the tropical islands. It's fucking amazing.
Alrighty.
So there is hedge first from both players. Su again. Actually, no. This time it was Serral who was playing a bit more greedy, but nothing too special. Wait. Su took 2 drones of gas. That's interesting. He bring one back. Like That's weird for me now. Miko, like he had one drone, then he bring one.
I wasn't paying attention actually. I didn't really.
Like he harvested 100 gas, then took 2, then one he made one
Yeah,
more,
yeah.
put it on the gas.
Like
Yeah.
some really minor juggling of the drones.
Yeah, but it doesn't really make
Maybe
sense.
I just don't understand something.
Okay, quick bailing nets from Serral. That's standard timing.
And I feel like
SoO
okay.
is a bit late. So, for example, right
been
now,
later every game
because
so far.
5 seconds is really not big difference. But if Serral committed super hard for the third base with like lean bait aggression, it could be a bit.
Yeah, it's like really small moves like
It
that.
could
Like
be a
5
bit
seconds
difficult.
adds up. Like if everything is 5 seconds delayed, obviously, like you're
Yeah.
in a disastrous place.
because Serral is going for 10 zerglings, 14 zerglings.
He made gas a bit earlier, I think. Like not 18 gas, but he made it earlier.
Serral did.
Yeah, I think so.
Also, maybe
his,
maybe
his
it's
speed gonna finish.
But
fast.
it's looking like aggression. 16 zerglings.
Yeah. Okay.
So
fast
it
gas for both.
can be hard to hold. To be
Yeah, he
honest.
does drone up behind this.
8, so
Probably gonna try and see if he can
Oh,
put
4
up some
bailings.
pressure.
That's big aggression from Serral.
Are all of them across the map?
Yes. 2 on the left
Think
side,
so.
I guess, and 2 on the right side.
Yeah.
So 2 will try to go into the natural base, while SoO is trying to defend the third base. That's a really nice move.
All right. So with those banelings just a little bit later here for SoO, he does need to hold on, but the third has already taken a lot of damage. Now, Serral is using those banelings here for zoning purposes primarily. He needs to be very careful that he doesn't lose them for free. I guess that's good here for SoO, right?
Yeah, very good.
Time Bane's international.
Oh,
Nice
surrounded.
reaction by SoO, like
Good defense by SoO.
But I mean, right now, right? Like, Serral forced out a ton of Zerglings as well. That third is still much lower. You can always come back later, right? Like, this is one of those moves that doesn't really put you in a really big disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, SoO's defense was good, so Serral is a little bit behind, but it's not the end of the world for sure.
He's actually been droning really hard, too.
Yeah. Yeah, because also you're taxing your opponent APM. So, for example, SoO forgets to build Evo Chamber, he forgets to spend minerals, he needs to pull all the
he
queens.
could not make injection too.
Yeah, he cannot make injects because he pulls all the queens to the front. So there's some hidden.
Oh!
Oh, that was a big explosion. Yeah, but
Link
there's some
bait
hidden
always
cost to defending this. So even if you don't lose anything, you actually lose something. But
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Do you like this wall by SoO? It's like
I mean, I prefer a hole in the middle, so we can put a queen there.
yes,
easily.
same. Like this one doesn't feel too good.
All right, so both players now transitioning towards the Roach Warren and then also the Lair. +1 coming up as well. So relatively aggressive start, but we're transitioning right now to a mid game that's pretty much even.
And what we have is like same amount of drones, same amount of army mostly, and what the difference is? Hatchery on 400 HP.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's like one of the it's a small thing once again, but it's one of those things that definitely can come into play later. I mean,
Imagine-
Serral obviously does a lot of roach aggression, and
yeah.
just 5 roaches kills that.
Base straight. For example, like after Nidus, or maybe just pure roach versus Muta and base rate, and this difference on the hatchery might just change the game pace.
This hatchery is low. It can be a target in the future.
Yep. Alrighty. Now this is the point in the game where I always feel like SoO is really comfortable, just that
Yeah.
roach ravager mid game.
And Serral playing super standard, the Overlord speed, now going for the 4th base. So Serral is gonna scout, he's gonna see pretty much nothing because SoO is just also playing standard. And we'll see. SoO is a bit ahead. You can see at the supply, and obviously the 4th base is faster.
And
A bit
you don't
behind
have
is-
second Evo.
Yeah, a bit behind in upgrades.
Yeah.
So when Serral hits 2-1,
Mhm.
Serral can be in this, like, he can have sort of timing. It looks like SoO might be all in. He's
Yeah.
just making roll.
Yeah, SoO is not going for the second evo at all.
Yeah, you see, that can work, to be honest.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is very
like
expensive.
well
Like
thrown.
Serral just invested a lot of resources into
so he's
+2,
making
+1.
Evo and drone, so maybe not only that was his, I think, chance to hit a +1 timing super hard.
Yeah, but this map is so big, no? Like,
Yeah, I
if,
mean,
if you try it,
it
all
would be
your
close. It, would be,
reinforcements are
it
so
wouldn't be like easy win or anything, but it was, I think, his chance to do something.
All right, so here we go. Now this is the mid game of ZVZ where a lot of roach drops and baneling drops and zergling drops and whatnot are prevalent. And we'll likely see some multi-pronged harassment with the roaches as well. A couple of zerglings that were left over for Serral now moving over towards the third base.
Nice.
Getting any drones here is good.
Yeah. The Zerglings are useless. I mean,
Yeah.
actually not useless. They are
Well,
nice to do this counter attack.
yeah,
exactly
exactly.
for this. So, well used.
Both of them now also going into the burrow upgrade. So roaches are going to be able to tunnel underground in just a sec. Where's the dropper lord located? Is it already across the map? Ooh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, 4 buildings inside. And SoO doesn't seem to see it yet.
I mean,
Now
it's one of those things where it's like flying straight through your base. You should see it, but
yeah, okay, but like now he knows. Now he knows.
Yeah.
But it's still going in. And there's only one queen shoot.
he might think it's roaches.
Oh my god. He doesn't.
Oh!
Come on.
Oh!
Come on.
Oh!
He still has 2 buildings. One more explosion. One more.
Ah, that's huge.
That's gigantic.
Yeah.
Big advantage for Serral now.
So now roaches can obviously come out in massive numbers for Serral. He's likely going to push his +2/+1 is finishing here in just a second.
SoO immediately remaking the drones, which means sometimes people, when they lose drones, they want to go super all in, so they get more army supply, and they all in. But SoO do get some drones.
And don't forget, same time, SoO was doing nothing with his main army. Even though his main army was bigger, he was doing really nothing. He was just trying to not lose so much.
And in 6 seconds, Serral is going to have the upgrade advantage that we were talking about, and that's Serral timing now.
All right, so SoO trying to go for some multi-pronged harass. Send some roaches over here towards the third, and he's probably going to try and push into the fourth base at the same time as well. But already Serral is ready. You can see though those upgrades are huge, right? So Serral already finished +2/+1. That will be finished in about well, 15 seconds right now for SoO too. So where do you go from here? Do you go straight up to a hive? Do you take the gas at the fourth and go hive?
I mean, I think Serral is already late with the infestation pit.
Yeah.
I think he was scared of the SoO because he saw SoO big army in the middle of the map. Like he was posturing to attack, so he would just like pump roaches and like think, oh, I just need to survive. I just need to survive. And now he sees, okay, I'm maxed out. I can attack again.
And I feel like it would be the SoO thing to make Spire now and 2 extra gas on forward base.
Yeah.
Good engagement here for SoO. Manages to get a really nice concave there. At the same time, Serral is pushing into the third base. Spinecrawler's finishing up. A couple of roaches over at the fourth base too, but he's on a retreat with his main army.
Okay. I mean, Serral is killing a lot of drones.
Yeah, but he lost so much.
Oh wow, the fourth base is in so much trouble. That's huge. And that fourth base is gone.
Well, like when something like this happens, there's always
When there is burrow roaches, there is so much things happening on the map. It's really hard to keep the track on. And even when you make like spine, especially like the idea why you make spine in each mineral line and not spore to detect roaches, because if you have spine, you have some extra time to react. But if you have spore, if you don't react in time, you lose enough drones.
I do it because I use F2 a lot. I pull my roaches out of the main all the time.
High five.
because I mean, at this time of the game, you have a lot of overseers and they fly super fast. They have upgrades, so you don't really need sport. I mean, it would be nice if you're super rich, but.
All right, so Lurker Dentals are coming up now right now for Serral. Hive will be finishing up in just a minute as well.
It looks like he wants to time the Lurker Den with Hive. So Hive finishes, Lurker Den finishes, and he instantly starts the Lurker upgrades. And when the Lurker upgrades are done, he wants to do some action with Lurkers. And SoO didn't even start the Hive.
A lot of Ravagers in the front, so I guess they're easy pickings. Yeah, this is actually not a bad engagement for SoO.
Not a bad one, yeah. No great advantage.
Yeah, he also.
For Serral,
Yeah, he's winning this fight for sure.
Yeah, Serral is doing a counter attack, but I mean, he has
so
more army right now.
counter-attack.
If he loses a fourth, though, that would actually be a really good advantage for SoO, right?
I doubt that he's gonna lose it. There is a spine and roaches in production. He'll have some roaches.
Yeah.
And he's harassing meantime, which is really hard for SoO because he have to keep track of these roaches and have overseers and stuff. And in a few seconds, they're gonna be +2 armor and.
Multitasking is so sick.
Yeah.
Like at the same time, it's burrowing some roaches across.
Yeah, it's so hard to play like that.
Yeah.
Okay, SoO getting more Ravagers. It looks like SoO wants just to stay on this composition. He doesn't even have Hive started, while Serral is already getting +3. And Lurker Den, he's getting second.
Didn't he already get a Lurker Den? Am I crazy?
Maybe he cancelled it.
Oh, okay.
Because maybe.
I
Yeah,
thought he already had a Lurker Den.
because he was he was low on cash when SoO was pushing, so he thought maybe he needs to cancel
The
it.
hatchery.
Wow, that's the third base from earlier. It was still
Yeah.
not completely back to full health.
So that was the target from the early game. That's
Yep.
that's really
Juicy
nice.
one, yeah.
That was,
that's Serral in a nutshell.
8 minutes in the making, but
I mean, you're not
happened.
thinking about it too much, but it just happens.
at the same time, once again, tunneled roaches over at the fourth base as well. SoO is trying to push into the fourth of Serral, but the concave right there heavily in favor of the red Zerg. And, well, I think that this is SoO trying to shove forward, right? Trying to like force an engagement that he really doesn't want to take, but He knows that he's going to be behind. He knows that there's a hype tech for his opponent. +3 is going to finish up in just a little bit. He needs to make something happen, but
Yeah. I mean, SoO knows the game is getting over. He has nothing, no technology. And with no technology on the Roach Ravager, all you have to do is just attack, 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 and try to kill your
yeah,
opponent.
this is
So-
just outplayed so far, right? Like he's
yeah,
just
I
outplayed.
mean, over time, he's just gonna get further and further behind, so he needs to go in. Even if there's a concave from Serral, he still needs to go in to finish the game.
I'm surprised that SoO never moved his Burrow Roach into the main of Serral, like
Yeah.
through the middle.
I think he was trying, no?
I didn't see that he was trying. Like he was trying to the third base, yeah, but
I mean, Serral is always patrol. He has, like, Serral has probably overseas patrolling in the, like,
yeah.
areas of the map, like middle. Yeah, exactly, something like this. Yep.
Yep.
Just
Mapu,
Yep,
man.
yep.
Look at Mapu. Mapu is killing it.
So he does that every single game, and like, I mean, I copy that because I mean it's just correct way to play, but yeah, it's so sick. Like he has full vision, you cannot get anything through.
No,
Alrighty.
you can if your opponent is slow, but when you talk about Serral,
Yeah, so sometimes
Not
you
gonna
miss it, but I mean, if you have vision, then
So this is similar to like we had into what we had in game number 1, where SoO is still stuck on Roach Ravager, and Lurkers are now added into the mix for Serral.
and the Lurkers already have the range up.
Yep,
Yeah,
this is 10 range
massacre.
Lurkers.
Serral
+3 actually is also now done for Serral, so it's like a
can
swap
attack
race
in
ahead.
main base, in natural base, and Serral is moving across the map with the big army.
GG. Very well played.